everybody. Look, welcome. Hey, besties. Thank you for joining us for Bestie Finders Office Hours. I am Dean Kathy, and I am here with my besties, Dr. Carmel and Coach Nayala. Hey, ladies, how are you?
Doing well. How are you?
Doing well.
I'm awesome. I'm awesome. Look, so y'all see I'm in a different spot. I'm not struggling with the lights. Now I may be struggling a little bit with the internet, but it's a lot better. I got some blue flowers and a green plant. Like that's what I can do just for now, y'all. Real quick, pulling this thing together. But I like it. I like it. The lighting is better. Y'all gonna see a different background soon too. Yeah, I'm here at the Greater South Fulton Chambers in the creative studio. So trying to see how I can
Mm.
make this thing work for me. But anyway, here with Bestie Finders today, the Bestie Finder um, coach this segment. So, coach, what do we have?
So today we have a scenario where the employee who became infrastructure. So a longtime employee knows every process. They know the vendors, they know the workaround, and the institutional shortcuts, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they know the ins and outs of this organization. And instead of documenting and distributing that knowledge, the team automatically sends like the problems, the issues to him, and he can't take a real vacation. Newer employees
Mm,
never develop confidence, and management doesn't realize that they've built a major operation risk around this one person.
Hmm.
And so that's the scenario. Coach this.
my goodness. I'm like, y'all, so y'all have to know that these are live. These are like, we don't get a chance to study and figure out what we're going to say beforehand.
Yes.
This is like, right now at this very moment in your face, let me tell y'all something, right? So, so what are we? So what are we? What are we asking? That's what I'm saying. So, are we supposed to? What are we supposed to do? How are we coaching? What?
Well, I was thinking I would come from the perspective of an employer.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Because owning a child care center, this is a very, very dangerous situation to place yourself in as an employer. When you
Mm-hmm.
have an employee that is like the central component, so to speak, it's kind of like at the heart of your organization. This is
Mm-hmm.
a dangerous place for you to be and to place yourself as an employer. Now, understanding that this employee knows all the ins and outs of the business, it's best to start delegating these tasks. Now that you understand, like, I don't know how you could possibly, sometimes as an employer, you depend on that one person and they become your right hand, so to speak. That's
Mm-hmm.
also dangerous as well. So understanding as an employer or even a manager, a team leader, if you have that one person that you rely on, understand that there has to be a balance there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I can see what you're saying there because what popped into my mind as you were talking
Hmm.
is like the employer, the founder, the owner, or whatever, putting all their trust and all of their you know putting the business in the hands of that right hand person, and them not even feeling the need to know everything. And
Hmm.
then it's something that that person decides to leave,
Hmm.
or they fall out, they leave, you don't know. I've seen that happen. They
Yeah.
don't know. That's just like when a man leaves a wife. He took care of all the bills, right?
Hmm.
So now I'm taking it from and then you don't know how to do anything. You don't know how to pay the bill. You never wrote a check. You don't know what bills need to be paid. That's the
Hmm.
same thing with an employer that's having a right hand man. So it does matter as you're building your team who you're partnering up with, right? And
Right.
then a little bit of that, no, not a little, a lot of that comes with discernment as well. So just knowing how to discern the heart of a person when you're partnering up, and either partnering up with them or hiring them at for a certain position.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, but back to your point, that's good stuff because again, now that person takes on the one who knows everything, put all the procedures in place and
Mhm.
making it run, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
um, that puts them in a level of in a place of thinking almost like more highly of themselves than they ought to.
Mhm.
And then they put them in the sense of what's the word I'm looking for?
Okay.
Am I live, y'all? Can y'all still see me?
We.
Okay, you froze there for a second.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna speak real fast then. Okay. So the employer definitely needs to break that thing down to see what everything. First of all, you need to know how your business is being ran anyway. And it's okay when you can build your team and pulling people in that can do the things that you don't know how, but you need to learn. You need to know your business. That's
Yeah.
like you need to know yourself. You need to know your body. You need to know how your household is run. You need to know your own ecosystem.
Mhm.
If not, something dangerous could come in and take over and run you completely out of there. Okay,
Right.
so that's why it's so important to know the gifts and understand them, so you'll know how to break those, those items in those positions or those tasks into positions for people,
Mhm.
right? So if you're that person as an employer and you have somebody that's run, I've even been in a place where, I said, you know what? No, I cannot depend on this person all the time for everything. That's
Mhm.
why I make it my business to learn
Mhm.
other things, even when I don't feel like it or nervous about it or scared or whatever. No,
Mhm.
you make it your business to know.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Mhm.
And also another point, like with the real vacation,
oh yeah,
um, having boundaries set to where they can take a real vacation. But even in taking a real vacation, that person, like understanding the gifts. If they're the type of person to where they're the server, let me do it, I do it best, I can handle it, then what do you expect? Do you expect a real vacation when you've hoarded all the information, you've hoarded all the procedures, you've hoarded everything, and no one knows where to find this information? Or if they can find it, it's not easily accessible to where they can manage the daily tasks that you normally take on. So, to that employee, establish yourself in a position to where you can have someone come in behind you and work, to where when you do take a vacation or you do need to go to the eye doctor, whatever, someone can easily come in behind you. I had to learn that the hard way.
mm-hmm,
I had to make the child care center to where the staff knew exactly what to do, knew exactly what I was doing, how I wanted it done. But that took a level of release from me, that release of control from me,
mm-hmm,
and understanding that as a teacher, administrator, giver, understanding my challenge areas as well. And Coach Nayala touched on this in one of the coaching sessions as well, those challenge areas and the blind spots. But anyway, I yield the floor.
I love it. I love it. Dr. Carmel gonna yield the floor. I love it. But you broke it down so beautifully in terms of the employee, right? And their responsibility and all, because yes, the employer needs to know all the aspects. I love how Dean Cathy was saying that you need to learn, right? Because as a solopreneur, it's easy to say, well, I don't really know that, and try to delegate to somebody else. And then that person may not always be there, right? But as the employee, taking the responsibility and saying, okay, what boundaries, what are the expectations, like you said, and then how do I need to navigate or delegate in quote unquote boundaries? That's what I call like the boundaries, is delegating what need, knowing what your responsibility is, and then maybe allowing another team member, especially if you're in a larger organization, to take up that. Now, if you're the solo employee, I don't know what else to tell you.
You
Like
may
you
not get
just
no
gonna have to
vacation.
do it all and earn enough income to hire somebody else to help you. I don't know.
That's it. That is it.
absolutely. Better yet, you got to get rid of that fear and hire somebody.
Yes.
Or you can collaborate. So a lot of times there's bartering. There are different things that can be done, because you
Yes.
can find somebody who is strong in that, and you're strong in what they need and they are strong in what you need, and then you guys can collaborate. You're right. So we do a lot of that around here anyway. And
Yes.
so, and then too, that'll help to, like, when you're in that type of situation, that person can become, what is that when somebody say this is mine, they can become, this is
Possessive.
all, what you call it.
I said possessive or
Yeah.
controlling.
Yeah,
Mhm.
really possessive of that information, and like now they don't want to give it up to nobody. No, I wrote this, I came up with all of this, it's not yours, it's mine. No, if you did it under that company's, while you were up under this company's leadership, or under them, them on their payroll, on their time and their hours, that it belongs to that company,
Yes.
right? And so a
Mhm.
lot of people get, well, I don't want who really built this company. Well, go build your own. Step down. You know what I'm saying? People
What's the
say that kind of stuff.
believer?
Okay.
That's the
That's what
one that
I'm
I
like.
know.
Huh?
That's the one that I know. The believer.
I'm like, go build your doggone own business then. You know what I'm saying? Instead of now you want to hoard and you want to get your feelings hurt because
Mm.
You know I want to start praying, but
Go ahead.
to rebuke and renounce and release. So
All of
somebody
those
out
things,
there.
because when it gets good, you can tell it just freezes up. Like there's a
Mhm.
point that's gonna be made, and it's like it locks up. And
girl,
I don't know whatever. You're the only one probably using the bandwidth right now. So what is it? It
I
has
have
to
not.
be an attack.
I'm not gonna say it is the company, but I'm just not gonna say the name.
Oh,
We've never had a great relationship, so they know I'm in this building, right? I kick them to the curb all the time.
oh goodness gracious. So yeah, this is it's getting good again. It's
Mhm.
getting good again.
Yeah.
So I know we talked about, I'm going to go ahead and put up that people need to increase their gift intelligence and discover their gifts, right? I think we talked about the scenario and the gifts that are showing up. That
Mhm.
entrepreneur, whoever owns the business, might have leading compassion and where they're letting somebody else just do everything, right?
Mhm.
That might be the gift that's showing up. Who knows? Or
Mhm.
maybe there's some other gift. And then um it's, I think you hit the head on the nail on the head
Yeah.
with the server, maybe because that gift shows up and sometimes it's almost like a takeover spirit,
Mhm.
that Dean Kathy talked about with the possession, and like I'm doing this and I'm doing all this and I
Yeah.
when it's a we.
Mhm.
So knowing the gifts allows you to know how you're operating, how you're showing up, how people are responding to you, and learn to avoid the clash and to connect, right? To really have a true connection and understand what's showing up each and every um, place. So I definitely want to put it one more time. Increase your gift intelligence, discover your gifts. The gifts are so powerful. Dean Kathy's screen freezes. That's how powerful the gifts are. Like,
Yeah.
so you need to know the gifts and how they show up.
Yes.
Mhm.
How they show up. So,
Yeah.
Dean
Well,
Kathy, I
yeah, I'm
think
not
you.
going to even try to say anything else, but yes, just discover your gifts, guys. It matters. It makes a big, big difference. It's one of the most important things that you can do.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
All
Absolutely.
right.
All
So,
right.
with that being said, you guys have an amazing rest of your day and week. And we will
Yeah.
see you guys next Wednesday. All right. At the same
Yes.
time, same bad
Same.
channel.
Yeah.